everybody, this is Connie with Connie's Crafty Corner, and I'm going to tell you guys this is about take 520,000. It is so funny. You know, today I have been really busy. I got up and I did a lot of housework. I run to the grocery store in the pouring rain. In fact, I had to go to 2 grocery stores. Forgot to go pick up my medicine and forgot eggs, which was one of the biggest things that I was supposed to get. And then what else did I do today? Oh, I had to wait on the bug man. Anyway, it was a whole thing. And I got home probably about 2 o'clock, and it's probably 15 to 5 now. And I hurried up and fixed myself some lunch because I hadn't eaten anything all day, and I starved to death. And I fell sound asleep. I mean, I slept hard. My son, if he hadn't called me about 4 o'clock, I wouldn't be up making this video. And I was really excited about making this video because I got so many things I want to show you guys. And I've got to see them for the first time in months myself to help me decide if I want to continue on, because they're a bunch of works in progress. I've got a bunch of yarny stuff to show you, and I've got a few quilts to show you how the progress I've made and the mistakes I've made. And also I have found a very special quilt top that I didn't remember that I had that I want to show you guys. But let me tell you a little bit about Rowan. You know, I always make his 1 month outfit, and you know, the month to month pictures that kids do nowadays, you know, it shows how much they've grown. And I forgot to show you guys his 10-month picture. I'm going to try to get it inserted here. I don't know, maybe if I should move over, maybe here. And if it's not here, I'll have it at the end of this video. I can't remember the name of the pattern, and if anybody wants it, just leave me a comment below and I'll get it to you. But it was super cute. It was too big for him. You know, I've made him 12 months and 18 months and 12 months, 9 months, all about the same weight. And he's really went through a growth spurt lately, so I went ahead and made the 18-month because it's knit shorts and a top. And, you know, we're going on that cruise, all of us, in October, and it's going to be hot where we're going down to, I don't know, Jamaica. I don't even know where we're going. I can't remember. I'm just excited about going with Rowan. And I thought, well, hopefully it'll still fit him when we go. But Lord, it was too big for him. But still, he looked cute in it. So I'll send you guys I'll show you guys pictures of him. And if I forget to put it here, it will be at the end of the video. And I apologize for having to do that. It's just sometimes it's a little easier for me to do that because I hate to edit because I'm not really good at it. I've rambled so much, I forgot what else I was going to tell you. Oh, last week, Rowan was dedicated at church. I don't know, Sarah goes, it's not a Baptist church. She's Baptist, but interdenominational maybe. You know, it's one of the newer churches that they don't really label themselves Baptist or Presbyterian or whatever. I don't really know. He was supposed to be dedicated last Wednesday, which he was, and I was supposed to go. And then we had this big electrical outlet problem in my kitchen, and it was on Monday that happened, and I called an electrician, and the only day they could come was that Wednesday, and I had to be down there that Wednesday night, and he was going to have to put me out another week. I had no garbage disposal that would work, so my water wouldn't drain down my sink. And so I called Sarah, and I said, Sarah, what do you think? I said, tell me how it's going to be. And it ended up being like 20 or 30 babies, and they were all crowded up on stage, and they basically just called out the names of the children, and they did their little dedication thing. And Sarah tried to get a video for me, but the stage was so crowded that they couldn't even get a picture of them. So I missed it, but, you know, life happens. But also, it poured rain the next day and severe thunderstorms, and I had to be driving home in that, and I hate driving in the rain. I hate it. I used to not be that bad, but I guess as I've gotten older, I don't like doing it. But anyway, I think that's all I had to tell you guys. So I'm going to get on to the works in progress. Now, they're piled all over here, so I may have to turn the camera on and off because I'm telling you it's bad. But hopefully not, but y'all won't notice much of a difference. Okay. When Rowan, right after he was born, you know, I don't remember why I didn't get to, it might have been before he was born. I don't remember. I bought yarn to make Rowan a blanket. And I got several skeins of different colors. I may have already showed this to you. There's one. It's kind of sagey green. And then there's like a little khaki color. And then there is, hold on, let me fix this camera. Hold on. Okay, I had to fix something. I knew something wasn't right. Sometimes I film in video and sometimes I film in cinematic. And I hadn't done cinematic in a very long time. So I thought I'd try it today, and maybe it wasn't a good day to do it because it's messing up my focus. But anyway, this is this color. And then it was this color. And then we had a cream, and I think that's the only colors I had. Oh, I got one more color to show you. And then I'll show you what kind of yarn. No, I may have already showed you that one, so I'm sorry if I have. But it's this right here, and it is a Cheeky Merino Joy. And I got this at a local yarn shop when I lived in Colorado. And it is 100% organic merino, extra fine virgin wool. And I was real hesitant about making a wool blanket for my grandson, but I had talked to the owner, and she's the one that showed me this yarn. And she said this is what she made her son a blanket out of, or a little Afghan when he was a baby. And it worked up wonderful, and it washes great. So, and it's super soft. So, but the thing is, I haven't done it. I never have made it. I got this far, and I only did this a couple weeks ago. I started doing kind of like my version of the Cozy Memories blanket, or Afghan by the Cozy Cottage Crochet, I think her channel is. And I just started putting these colors together, and I got to thinking, I don't know if I'm going to have enough to do this. So I may do what I can and then contact that shop, because I know they have an online ordering, and maybe do a border around it if I have to make it any bigger. But this is what I've gotten done so far. It's just connecting the little corner-to-corner blocks as you go. And then you can just grow it out anywhere. I mean, that's the beauty of it. If I wanted to stick one here, I could. So, but this is how much I've got on it so far. And the child's going to be a year old September the 24th. So that's my first whip, and I am going to finish this. He may be a college graduate before I finish, but I am going to get this finished. Okay, the next one, I had bought several cakes of this, Karen Big Cakes, and the color of it is Toffee Brickle. I'm getting to where y'all I can't see. I've got to get to the eye doctor. And this is, I think, 100% acrylic. It's 300 grams, and there are 603 yards. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll be honest with you, I bought this with a project in mind, but I don't remember what the project was. I bought this about 2 years ago, or maybe something, but I love the colors in it. So I thought, okay, let's get this yarn used, let's get it out, and let's start a project. So I started a granny square, just a big granny square. And then I lost interest. I love the colors. I just love how this is working up. And this would look really good in my living room this fall. So I need to get back on it. But I don't remember what hook I was using. I don't remember anything about this. So if I do this, I'll probably have to start over because I don't remember anything. That's terrible. And this was when I wasn't writing anything down. So, which I'm not writing anything down now either. So, you know, what good would that do? So that's my second project. Okay. This is one that I'm supposed to be filming a video about for this weekend, but I'm going to give y'all a little sneak peek. You know, the sweater collab we were working on, let's see, when did we start that? I don't know, several months ago. And I was so excited. I have actually started 4 different sweaters for this collab. And I finally settled on MJ's Off the Hook. And look how much I have gotten done. Now, I'm not in love with this yarn color. I used this mainly that, you know, I may end up loving it when it's done, but I used it mainly to size myself because I didn't want to do a gauge swatch, all that good stuff. So, you know, and it works up super, super fast. I have got such little work to do on it. I can't believe I hadn't done it. But let me show you where I'm at. Okay, this is the sweater. See, I've got all the way to the bottom. All I've got left are the sleeves. And I could sit down and probably finish this tonight. And y'all, it fits amazing. But I'm not sure about the colors. Now, my husband loved it when I tried it on because I had him look at it for me. And I'm using, I know the collar is Premier Anti-Peel, and I think it's a DK. Let me see if I can get that up close. Because this is a number 3 yarn, but let me see if I've even got any of that in here to tell you guys the color. This is terrible. I've had this. Okay, here's the yarn I'm using. It's a mandala, which I think is a 3. Yeah, it is a 3. And this is the color Valkyrie, maybe? I can't say that. So, there it is in the skein. I just love these colors because they're so different. I would never think to pair that center color. I don't know. There's something about these that I just love. But I don't know if I'm brave enough to wear them in public because they are horizontal stripes. And when you got a bigger bottom, that don't look good laying on your bottom. But I really don't care. But I'll see how it looks when I'm finished. And I've got to get this finished. In fact, I think I'm going to film my video and submit it because I missed last month's. Lord, have I missed 2 months? I don't remember because I've just had brain fog or something. So that's 3 projects. I won't remember how many as I go. But okay, here's another project. I got addicted to Corner on Corner. Hold on just a second. My daughter's calling me. Yeah, that was Sarah. She calls me every morning on her way to work and every afternoon on her way home, which I love. I absolutely love. But I knew she'd be calling in the middle of filming this video, but she understood completely. But I was telling you guys that I became addicted to Corner to Corner, which I love doing Corner to Corner. But I love it until I get very bored. And it seems like, the rows get longer and longer. And I have to really be in the mood to do it. But I love the idea of this blanket. So now that I'm pulling this out, I'm going to have to start working on it again because I'm glad that I'm doing this because it's getting me reacquainted with things that's literally been sitting in bags on the floor. So this is what I've got done of this one so far. This is using 2 different yarns. And I'll show them to you here in just a second. This one wouldn't be bad to give to my grandson. It's kind of unconventional, but it's super soft. But let me show you the yarn I'm using. I'm using Premier's Mer Woods, I guess how you say it, Mere Woods or whatever. And this is one of the colors I'm using. I bought a bunch of this when I had it on sale a couple years ago. It's 100% acrylic, 170 yards, and it is a 4-weight. And y'all, it is just super, super soft. That's one of the colors. And then I'm using this color. So I love this. I just love it. The thing about me back in the day, and I know you can't even tell from looking behind me, when I would order yarn, especially if it was on sale, I would buy too much because I think, okay, well, if I want to do a project and I get in the middle of that project, the yarn's discontinued and I don't have enough. And now I've got too many skeins of a certain color, but not enough to finish any project because I didn't know what I was doing. If any of you guys remember, I was using this yarn to make a cardigan from MJ's Off the Hook, and y'all, I was almost finished. I had to finish maybe a sleeve or 2 and the collar, and I had one. No, I don't even think I had that. I don't know how much I had left, but I only had 1 skein of yarn. It was in this blue and blue colors. And I ran out or knew I wasn't going to make it to the end. And I looked everywhere. I scoured the internet. I reached out to other people who I know crochet. Nobody had any in their stash. I mean, I looked everywhere I could think of. And I mean, I would have even paid premium for it because I had put so much work into that cardigan and I loved it. It was MJ's Off the Hook. It was her crop cardigan that I don't know what kind of stitch it was either. I can't remember. But I was so close to being finished. And it was fitting so well. And I was just, it was awful. And I wanted to crop them because I wear, sometimes when I go out or do anything, in the summertime, I wear a bunch of dresses I got off Amazon. And they're kind of an empire waist. And they are short sleeves. And they kind of got like a tiered skirt, just something to be real cool and breezy in. And I like to wear them into the fall. And I thought if I had this little crop cardigan, it would look cute with those dresses because I'm very short. I'm only 5'2". And when I get cardigans that are too long and go over my butt, it makes me look dumpy, which normally that's why I wear things anyway, and I don't care. But I thought, it'd be cute to have this. And then, of course, I didn't have enough yarn. So I'm going to have to, I should have combined this to make the cardigan. That would have been pretty. But most of my dresses are blue colored or something that would go with blue. That's the reason I chose that yarn. Okay, I think that was number 4, and I've already lost count. So, okay, here's another one. I appreciate y'all taking the time to go through this with me because I am remembering things and seeing projects like I'm seeing them for the first time. Okay, this one I have talked about pretty recently is that I made that, the virus sweater, shawl out of that fabric that turns into the blue. My yarn's just a mess, y'all. It gets deeper and deeper into blue. I think this was a Hobie cake. It's 100% cotton, I believe. Or it might be 55 acrylic and 45 cotton. I don't remember because I don't have the ball band in here. But I made a whole one and gave it to my sister-in-law. And I thought, I'll just make me another one. And this is how far I got. And if y'all remember, I made like 3 or 4 virus shawls. I make several every year about this time because I love doing the virus shawl. But then I got burnt out. So, I'm going to have to get back to this because I want to take this on our trip in October. So, let's see what else have I got in here. Oh, Lord, I think it's another virus shawl. No. Oh, goodness. This is some mini skeins that I got. I have no idea where they come from. I don't even have the ball bands in here. And I was going to do me like a scarf, an infinity scarf. And I've been looking for these needles. Just do a tube and then sew the ends together, okay? That's what I was going to do. And I was using these little mini skeins here. And I've got several other colors. This one I definitely will be ripping out because I don't think I want to sew those ends together. This is the rest of them. And I don't know if I planned on using all of them or if I was just going to use the greens. I really can't remember, y'all. But I've got to figure something else out to do with those because they're beautiful. And Christmas will be here before we know it. And I'd love to have a Christmas scarf. I thought this was, nope, that's another ball band. It doesn't belong in there. But this one definitely is going to be finished, but in a different way because I'm not doing all that knitting again. I might pull that out. So anyway, let's see. Okay. This is the other virus shawl. Now, this one, I called it finished, okay? But then I decided I wanted it bigger. And I had another skein of the yarn. And I asked you guys how I should start the skein because it's one of those that gradually changes colors. And I can't remember what most of you say. I have to go back and look at that video. But what I think I've decided to do, and here's the yarn that was left over after finishing that first one. Let me get it wound up right quick. This is that yarn that's that thread. It's like 4 threads together. And that's how they have such a gradual change in color. I love this stuff. It's that It's a Wrap Sprinkles by Red Heart. And this is the colors that the skein was in. And here is the label. And I think this one's 100%. No, it's 50 acrylic, 50 cotton. And it's super, super soft. I don't even know if they sell this stuff anymore. But it is amazing. And it makes a beautiful virus shawl. Let me stuff this back in here, y'all. I told y'all I'm the most coordinated person on YouTube and the most prepared. Everything goes so smooth. I can tell I just woke up from a nap. I'm kind of still asleep. But anyway, I'll show it to you one more time. I think what I'm going to do is start with the blue and just work my way back up to gold because it'll get thinner as it goes across. And I may not make it all the way back to the yellow. Who knows? Because it is pretty big. But I really kind of wanted it a lot, maybe bigger and longer. Because that other one I made is a lot longer than this. In fact, I think it was about half as much more yarn. Because this one's 5, let's see, how many yards is this one? This one is 623 yards and the other one's 1,025. So I like the size that the one that turns out 1,025 better. So I'm probably just going to add a little bit of this to it. So anyway, there I go with that one. Okay, let me stick that in there. Oh, goodness, y'all. This makes me sad because I have such startitis that I stop and start all kinds of projects. And if I finished a quarter of what I started, it'd just be amazing. And here's another granny square project. This one was this one was going to be the Hexie cardigans, what this one was going to be. And let me tell you what's funny. Is I started it was supposed to be for the ugly Christmas sweater. I started this last year and I got this much done. I actually got more than this done because I started taking it out and making it into another corner-to-corner blanket. And then I lost interest with it too. So I have got, let me show you the colors of yarn. I think I've got 2 different colorways in here. Let me make sure. I think I do. Yeah. I have got, this is from Hobie, I think. Yeah, Hobie. It's an anti-peeling. And there's this colorway. And I don't think they name them. This was color number 2. Y'all, this stuff is super soft. I love this yarn. It's a thin yarn. It's a number, I think it's a 3, but it almost could go for a sport weight. Let me see. Yep, it's a number 3. I think it's really kind of, you know, well, maybe it is a 3. But these were the 2 colors. I was going to kind of mix them because it was supposed to be an ugly Christmas sweater, you know. But I don't know. I kind of lost interest with that too, y'all. I have so many dreams of getting all these things done. And then I guess I'm going to blame it on my ADD because I just lose attention so quickly that, you know, another shiny thing over there will catch my attention before I finish anything. Okay. Yes, there's more. There's more. Okay. Let's see what this was. Oh, these are actually some dishcloths I finished. Y'all are going to get a bonus. I've got some finished objects in here. In fact, I have a few. These dishcloths I've been knitting. I showed these to you before. I got these 2 done. And then I'll go ahead and show you these. I got 4 made like this. And I think these are going to be Christmas presents. I'm wanting to do me some to use for washcloths because I actually like, you know, Ella made me think about this from No Catchy Names. She's talking about how she likes to have knitted dishcloths better than she does crochet. And I use only crochet because, you know, they're so quick to do. And I have thought, you know, I'm going to try to do knitted again. I have knit several dishcloths, but it always seemed to go so slow. But I got me some Knit Picks wooden needles, and they're real slick. They're just straight needles. And I'm telling you, I like those better than the metal needles like Chagoo because those warm up in my hand. And for some reason, I can just go quicker on those Knit Picks wooden. I don't know if they're bamboo. I don't know what they are, but they're real slick. And I can show them to you because I've actually got one in progress right here. And they're it's on the needle, but it's the kind that look like this. I think they come in different colors and stuff, but this is the ones I've got. And I'm telling you, they just go like super well on your needles. Let me show you a little bit. I probably don't know if I can knit up like this, but you know, it just, and with cotton, you know how cotton will drag. And y'all, I know I don't knit a certain way. I knit just like I crochet. So no judgment. But I'll show you. It just slides. And just so you know, my yarn is real tight behind me. Let me see if I can get it loose. I've got it hung on something. I'll show you guys just how quick it goes. And this is at a terrible, y'all, of course I can't do it right because I'm doing it in front of y'all. But like, it just, well, see, my husband's calling me, so he's got me distracted. And I texted him and told him I was going to video. But anyway, these go super quick. And if I wasn't holding it up like this, I could go a lot quicker. But see, I keep missing because I'm not holding it. And if I was holding it right here, it's just a whole lot quicker because it's slick. It's just real slick. So I love these needles for dishcloths. Hold on just a second. Now, you guys, I don't know what kind of mess this video is going to be. I should have known better than to film this time of day. My daughter-in-law will be calling me in a little bit. Everybody calls me on their way home from work, and everybody calls me on their way home to work. I guess they're bored. I've got like dust things from my yarn in front of me. But anyway, all he wanted to let me know is he called and I said, honey, I texted you and told you I was going to be filming to not call me. He said, "You're finished already?" I said, "No, I told you this was going to be a longer video, not to call me." But anyway, that knitting demonstration was horrible. I can knit a whole lot better than that, but when you're holding your arms out like this and trying to show somebody something, you know, of course, it's going to mess up. And like I say, I knit just like I crochet, so I don't knit. I don't know what continental, and I don't even know the names of the different types of knitting, so it is what it is. It works for me. So, but I was going to tell you, I've got this. Is this finished? No. Oh, I know what this is now. Okay, you remember I told you guys I was doing expression fabric. Gosh, what's the name of it? It's this make-along. Let me see if I got the pattern in here. I don't. Expression Fiber Arts. That's who it is. I'm doing their make-along. They do a crochet and a knit make-along most every year. I know the last 2 years. And I, of course, was going to join them all the time and never did. But I actually have done this one. And I've actually done through July. I've gotten through July. And I just got my skein of yarn for August. And I'll show it to you. And I am loving this. This is about the only thing I crocheted on last week. This is, and I know in my last video I had terrible crinkle with yarn, and I just did it for you guys again, and I apologize for that. But this one is, see, it's Expression Fiber Arts. And this is the yarn that's, it's a sport weight, and this color is Biscotti, and it's Mirage Sport, and it's 70% superwash merino, 10% baby camel, 10% cashmere, and 10% mulberry silk. And it's just as smooth and silky as it can be. But this stuff winds awful. My balls of yarn always look terrible. So, not that I care what they look like, but they've been a challenge, let me tell you, because I think it's just so slick. Because, I mean, this is an example of one of them. See how it exploded out of the bottom? But let me show you the colors. I don't have all the ball bands with me, but just let me grab these colors. This is what I've gotten left after so far. And she said to save every bit that you had left because it'll go all into the project throughout the whole time. And then, of course, the Biscotti that I just got. Is that the name of it? I just told you guys. Yeah, Biscotti. But this, I cannot believe that I've actually caught up, and I just started this. That's how I work. If I get really excited about something, I can't put it down. So I worked on this straight through until I got finished with the clues that I had up to date. But the last time I showed you guys, you know, I can't remember where I was at. I don't think I had put the baubles in yet. But this is what I've got done so far. I am loving this. Let's see if I can show it to you better. Show it to you in pieces. It's got all different stitches. And that's what I love about it, is because it is so, it does not get boring, because there's something different with almost every, you know, every row's about different. I mean, you got some that repeat, but gosh, it is just working out so pretty. And the pattern's free. I'll link it down below. And it's, if you've ever wanted to do a round project, this is the one to start with. And let me tell you why. Because I've done 2 different mandala blankets. I think I've done 2. And your stitch count changes a lot, you know. And the way, this one is the least confusing one I have ever done. I did have to look up one stitch. I can't remember which one it was, but she does show you how to do the different kind of stitches. It might have been how you counted this row. I can't remember. But I just had to figure out exactly what she was talking about. I think it was this one. I don't remember. But all I did is just look up the video real quick. It's in the pattern. Like if you pull your pattern up on your phone or whatever, there's a little embedded video. You just click on it. It takes you to that special stitch. And I'm telling you, I highly recommend this pattern because it's just been amazing. And it's fun to work on. In fact, I am going to make this in acrylic yarn. This is that merino, wool, camel, and all that other stuff. But I want to make it into an acrylic yarn, and I want to use this on my couch. I just think it's beautiful. When you're done, she says you can use it as a blanket or as a shawl or whatever. But I wouldn't wear a round shawl like this. But I am in love with this. Now, I like these colors. Are they 100% my favorite? No. Is it exciting to try go outside my comfort zone a little bit? Yes, it is. It's very exciting letting somebody else pick your colors. But I want to do it in a, I don't know, either going to go a 70s theme with it, you know, with like those avocado greens and those kind of orangey and yellow and, you know, those kind of colors. Or I'm going to go very, I may do it holiday colors. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but I am going to make this blanket again. And you guys hold me to it because I am in love with this pattern. And like I say, it doesn't get boring, and it goes really quickly. Because this is sport weight yarn, and I got this done in just a few days just because it's so fun to work on. I don't know where I put my bag that this went in, you guys. I think I am just boring y'all to death, aren't I? Okay. Let me tell you the oldest project that's here, and the one that I really need to work on the most because my daughter wants this for Christmas. She had this pop up on her Facebook or Instagram, and she didn't even know that I had the kit and that I was working on it. And she sent it to me and said, would you make this for me? So, of course, I'm going to make it for her, but it might kill me before I finish it. But it is the Annie's, I think it's called the mandala blanket. I don't even remember. And thank goodness they store their patterns and stuff on their website when you buy the make-along or whatever it's called, because if they didn't, I wouldn't even know where to start. But it's the Moroccan blanket. I can't remember. I probably have a pattern in here somewhere. I got this much of it done. Is that the front or the back I'm showing you? This is the front. Now, I enjoyed this when I was working on it. This is one of those projects you can get addicted to. But it is not the simplest thing to do, let me just tell you. And the reason is there's just so many different stitches and techniques that I had never done. And, you know, me trying, and I'll be honest with you, back when I was working, and here's the back of it. It's just as pretty as the front, really. But when I was working on this, didn't realize I was counting things incorrectly. Like, you know, when you're doing, let's say a granny square. Let me pull this out because I'm going to show y'all how bad I used to be. And thank goodness I've gotten better. Okay. When you're doing a granny square and you've got it right here and you're in the corner doing your stitches, you know, the way I do them is I do where you slip stitch over and then you chain up 3, I think it is, and then you do another double, you do another chain or 2, I can't remember, I have to look at my notes, and then do just 2 more, and then I put my next stitch right here, right? I was going, no, let me tell y'all, I'm doing something wrong. Okay, I'm thinking of the solid granny. Okay, the solid granny. You know, I do my corner piece, and then I'd start doing my stitches in here when I was actually supposed to be starting in that little hole right there, and I would always miss this one. So I would always end up with a lot of extra stitches, an extra stitch down here, because I would make it work into this end down here, and I never could figure out what I was doing wrong, and my blankets would come out all whopper-jawed, and I'm not so sure that I've not done this with this one because it ain't the straightest looking thing. But anyway, I was working on that blanket, and I wasn't counting stitches correctly, or not putting them in the right spot. And so it's going to be interesting for me to go back to that. And the reason I realized I was doing that is I was watching Crystal from Bag a Day, and she said, now don't miss that first little stitch there, talking about that little hole. And I thought, well, I've never used that little stitch there, so I had no idea what I was doing. I don't know what I was thinking. So, and I've crocheted for years. I just figured that out probably 6 months ago, maybe. I don't know. Is that not terrible? But anyway, I do enjoy Annie's kits. Let's go back to this. Now see how whopper-jawed this one is, but everybody's was when they were doing the center, and it just kind of works its way out. So, because you kind of go back and add these pieces on or something, I can't remember, but, and I had a lot of trouble with this thing along the edges here. I think I just ended up making it up to make it work. So that's how I'm kind of dreading starting this back up because there's no telling how many stitches it's wrong or whatever, but I'm going to make it work and get it finished because, you know, the Annie's clubs are not expensive month to month, but by the time you get through doing it, you've put quite a bit of money in these things, and you want to make sure that you get your money's worth. But just so you know, this whole thing is full to the brim with yarn for this kit. I mean full, all the way deep down. This thing's pretty big. So I need to get my hind end working on this one and get it done. But that is, oh, there's one more yarny whip. Hold on. Okay, y'all remember that I had the puzzle yarn. You know, this one. And this one's called Dominoes. And then this one is called, I think my computer just got hit. It come on. Y'all know I can't pronounce anything. I'll hold it up. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if these are still available. I think I've seen them in Walmart because this is where I've got these. But I had like 3 or 4 skeins of this and 5 of this other color. And I've always loved them together. And I told you guys I was wanting to make a blanket. So I started this corner to corner. And the last time I showed you guys, I was in the purple still. And there's the purple. Just this little bit. And then I started on another skein of this. And I thought, well, I'll just keep going and finish that skein. Because it was like I had a half a skein. And then I had this skein. This was a brand new one. And then I held it up today when I was bringing it up here to show you guys. And this thing is going to be huge if I do that. I'm trying to show y'all how big it is. It is huge. So I think what I'm going to do is start the purple the next round and just do a few. I'm not really counting any rows. I'm just letting it organically go and get this thing finished up, because this yarn is a 5-weight and it's not the lightest yarn, which I've just rolled over it. It's not the lightest yarn. It's going to be so heavy by the time I finish it. So, but I'm loving it. It's so pretty. I love the colors. Hold on, I hate when I get things pop up on my phone. But anyway, I'm enjoying making this. I did get out of the mood for a while, but I just recently picked this back up. And this has been going on for about 3 weeks now or so. So I'm hoping I can get this finished very soon. So we'll see. Okay, now I'm going to show you my quilt works in progress. I have made a mistake on the last one I've done. It's a very easily fixed mistake, but I was so close to finishing this quilt top that it makes me sick. I was working on it last night. I think I've moved y'all let me scoot y'all around just a little bit. Okay. I think that I was working on it last night. I was going to finish putting on the borders and I was going to be done. And I was so excited, so I got in a hurry. And just like they say, haste makes waste, and boy, I did. So now I got to pick this out. So this is the kit that I bought that was a block of the month. And I don't have the name of it in front of me, but I can link it below. Or I may pop it up on the screen and tell you the name, because I'm not sure. It may be, if it's still available, I'll put it down below. But anyway, this thing was extremely time consuming. I mean, I cannot tell y'all how much time I put into this quilt. I worked on this thing. I cannot tell you the hours. And when I started it on this for the day, I would literally work like an 8-hour work day to work on it, because I was wanting to get it finished so bad. That's why it's easier for me to do blocks of the month quilts monthly rather than getting it all at one time, because if I get focused on something and want to get it finished, I go crazy and work on it. So let me show you this one, then I'll show you my mistake. Okay. And y'all, if I act like I'm falling, if y'all seen what I was stepping around, you'd understand. Okay, let me see if I can get it the right side up. Okay. I think this is it. Okay, let me see if I can get this chair to go back. Y'all, I've got to figure out somewhere else to film because I have no room in here. Okay. It goes across like this. Let me back up. See if I can get y'all to get it all in. Okay. Has anybody noticed my mistake yet? Wait, I'm going to rotate it so you can see the mistake. You see right there, that strip? And you see which way this is facing? And you see how that's facing? I put that whole strip on upside down. So I got to go back and take it off. But I'll kind of rotate it and let y'all see the difference. But y'all, I love this. I think it's so pretty. And it's got another border to go around it. I need to slow down, I guess. A red border that's got some striping or something in it to go around this. And that's all I got left to do after I rip that other one out. But I absolutely am in love with this. Now, would I ever make this again? I don't know. because I love the results. Let me sit down, you guys. I love the results, but I'm not loving the time that I put into this. Maybe if I treated the next one like a block of the month, maybe I would be okay. So I'm going to kind of lay this one over here because I'm going to work on it as soon as we get through. And this one, I've showed this one to you maybe twice, but the reason I'm calling it a whip is I have not quilted it. So this one's the one with the house. Let me show you. Here's this one. So this one's just waiting to be quilted. Okay. Y'all, I'm going to get to where, in fact, hold on just a second. Okay. Maybe we can see a little better this way. Y'all get to see my mess better. Okay, here's this one. Okay. And this is one that come out of that let's see, it's called the Sew Sampler Box. So there's this one. Okay. Now this one, I'm calling a whip because I started this one, you guys, in 2010, and it was a block of the month, and I worked on it. I did not put the outer border on it because they didn't provide that fabric, and I never finished it. So this is one I worked on, gosh, back in 2010. So this is how old this one is. And it's a month. It is a block for every month out of the year. So this one was January, February, March, and then it goes down under the flowers, April, May, June. And this is more of a traditional looking quilt. And I was so proud of this because I don't know how much y'all can see it, but I'm going to back up as far as I can without falling. I don't know if y'all are seeing the whole thing, but I remember working on this thing and taking such time trying to make sure all my little points were correct and all that stuff. Now, I would make this quilt again. I still have this pattern. Of course, I'd use different fabrics because this came in a kit. Well, it was a kit that they mailed to me every month. But I'm going to finish this. I'm going to put another border around the edge, and I am going to finish this quilt because I enjoyed it so much. Okay. And here's the one that holds a lot of memories. This is one that my aunt, who passed away 4 or 5 years ago, that absolutely was the biggest inspiration in my life for crafting. I mean, she was just amazing. And she was just like my mentor, my best friend, my confidant. And I was going through her stuff, and I found this quilt top. And I knew I had it, but I had forgotten about it. And now that I've gotten back into quilting, I thought, what I'm going to do, let me get a seat. Because I feel awkward hunkered down talking to y'all like that. Nobody watches my channel in my family, I don't think. I'm pretty sure they don't, except for my sisters. And then they fuss at me if I talk about them. So I've got to quit talking about them. Even though I don't think I've said anything bad. But anyway, I found this, and I know my aunt was getting very ill when she was working on this. And my uncle more than likely cut all of this out for her because she was not able to do the cutting, and she would then piece the quilts. And so I found this, and I am going to quilt this for him. And his 80th birthday is August 31st. So this is the next quilt I'm going to work on. And I am so excited about this because he's the kind of person, he doesn't want gifts. He doesn't want anything. He doesn't need anything. You know, as we get older, we don't need anything. So I struggle all the time thinking about what to get him. But I thought this, I just about cry. I'm so excited about doing this. This would be the perfect gift. But I'll show you what it is. And it's beautiful. But she worked on this. And I recognize so many of these fabrics because she and I would trade fabric off. We'd buy some and then share what we had. And I see so many of the fabrics in here that she and I traded. In fact, the gold in there that she used for the stars is something I had given her. Because back then, I'd buy too much for a quilt too, you know. So, I just love this, and I cannot wait to quilt it. It's going to be so much. It's going to be a labor of love, and I just can't wait to do it. So, I can just imagine her sitting there sewing this thing. She had a Bernina and a little Genome Jim that should take the classes. But while I'm up here, let me show you this last quilt that I did. I showed you guys this quilt that I had done, and this is the first quilt that I've done on my new quilting machine that I still hadn't showed you guys. But this is not a good job. It's not great, but it's just for me. And I haven't bound the quilt, as you can see. I haven't bound it. I just basically cut it off and put it up. But I was going to show you guys this. I hadn't tied any of my threads in or nothing like that, but I'm very proud of it because, like I said, it's the first one I've done. Didn't know what I was doing, so I'll show you the back. You can see the quilted. Ooh, I just kicked my tripod. I mean, so I love it. I cannot wait. I need to bind it. This may be the next thing after I finish this quilt top that I'm working on that I finish. And then, let me scoot back up here. Y'all, if y'all could see the mess I've made. Y'all, I know this video has been all over the place, but you don't know how much I've enjoyed sharing all this with you guys. And, you know, my friends talking about my crafty stuff. It just brings me so much joy. I don't know if y'all can see. I am getting emotional. I tell you, you know, I started this channel. I don't know why I'm going off on this tangent. I started this channel at a time where I was very lonesome and had no friends. And I thought, you know, my husband been wanting me to do this forever. He said I would enjoy it. And I never knew the joy that this would bring to me. I mean, you know, I don't have 1 million subscribers. I never will. I don't have, you know, tons of views. You know, which is fine with me because I have found a community that is so kind and so, just so welcoming that I just enjoy it so much. And it has really enriched my life. And why I'm emotional, you know, I'm the crier of YouTube. I cry over everything. But I don't know why I'm getting emotional, but it just makes me happy. And I don't even know why I'm talking about this. It just popped into my head, so I thought I'd bring it up. But anyway, thank you spending this very chaotic, crazy video with me because it made me think of a lot of sweet memories. And I'm going to go before I start crying, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.